Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the English Class Collective. It's Alex here, and today I want to talk to you about something many English learners struggle with: how to stop translating from your native language into English. I'll share some tips, examples, and a bit of motivation to help you feel more confident and fluent. Let me start with a little story. When I first started learning Spanish, I used to translate everything in my head. I'd think in English, try to find the Spanish words, and then put them into a sentence. It was so slow. By the time I figured out what to say, the conversation had already moved on. I felt frustrated, like I could never keep up. Does that sound familiar? Here's the thing. Translating in your head is totally normal at the beginning. It's how your brain tries to connect what you already know with the new language. But if you keep translating all the time, it can slow you down and make English feel harder than it is. So how do you break this habit? Let's talk about it. The first tip I want to share is think in English. I know that sounds difficult, but you can start small. For example, when you're at home, look around and name the things you see in English. Table, chair, window, cup, book. Then try to make simple sentences. The book is on the table. I'm drinking coffee from this cup. When you're walking outside, think about what you see. That's a red car. The weather is sunny today. At first, your brain might want to go back to your native language. That's okay. Just gently remind yourself to think in English. Over time, it will get easier, I promise. Now, here's another tip. Learn phrases, not just words. When you only memorize single words, you have to think about how to put them together in a sentence. But if you learn phrases or chunks of language, you can use them right away without translating. For example, instead of just learning the word water, learn phrases like, "Can I have some water?" or "I'm drinking water." Think of these phrases like tools in a toolbox. When you need them, you can pull them out and use them without building something from scratch. This makes speaking much faster and smoother. Here's a quick example. Imagine you want to say, "I don't know." In your native language, you might think about how to translate it word by word. But if you've already practiced the phrase "I don't know" many times, it comes out naturally. No translating needed. Another important tip is expose yourself to English every day. The more you listen to English, the more natural it will feel. Watch movies or TV shows, listen to podcasts, or watch YouTube videos. Even if you don't understand every word, your brain is learning the rhythm and patterns of the language. This is called language immersion. For example, let's say you watch an episode of a show like Friends. At first, you might need subtitles. That's okay, but after a while, you'll start recognizing common expressions like, "What's going on?" or "Are you kidding me?" These phrases will become part of your memory, and you won't have to translate them. Another great way to stop translating is to practice speaking without fear. I know it's scary to make mistakes, but mistakes are how we learn. Find a language partner or a tutor and practice speaking as much as you can. When you speak, don't worry about being perfect. Focus on communicating your idea. Even if your grammar isn't 100% correct, most people will understand you. Let me tell you a secret. Native speakers make mistakes too. We don't always speak perfectly. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. Here's one last tip. Be patient with yourself. Learning a language takes time. You won't stop translating overnight, and that's okay. Celebrate the small victories, like understanding a new word without looking it up or having a short conversation in English. These moments are proof that you're improving. Remember that every learner progresses at their own pace. Some days you'll feel like you're making huge strides, and other days might feel more challenging. That's completely normal and part of the journey. What matters most is that you keep showing up and practicing consistently. Think about how far you've already come in your English learning journey. Maybe you remember when you couldn't understand simple conversations, and now you're listening to this podcast. That's progress. Every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal of thinking naturally in English. Before we finish, I want you to think about this question. How can you practice thinking in English today? Maybe you'll name objects around your house, or maybe you'll watch a short video in English without subtitles. Whatever it is, take one small step. The key is to start right now, not tomorrow or next week. Pick something simple and achievable. Perhaps you could spend 5 minutes describing your next meal in English, or try having an imaginary conversation while you're getting ready in the morning. Just choose one activity and commit to it. Remember, transforming how you think in English happens one moment at a time. Each practice session, no matter how brief, moves you forward. So what will your first step be? The perfect moment to begin is right now. Thank you so much for listening today. If you found these tips helpful, let us know in the comments or share your own experiences. What helps you stop translating in your head? I can't wait to hear from you. Until next time, take care and keep practicing your English. Bye for now.